You may now begin your presentation.
Aloha! BYU Hawaii Enactus has worked tirelessly this year to identify, create, and develop sustainable projects for our global community.
From our 8 active projects, we will focus on 2, Ruby and Rise Up, impacting Polynesia, Southeast Asia, including the Philippines. We will start with Ruby.
Our Enactus team conducted a needs assessment analyzing the tragic issue of stillborn deaths around the world, especially in Polynesia. We identified economic, social, and environmental solutions. We analyzed the reasons for stillbirths and how we can help decrease their likelihood.
As stated by the World Health Organization, last year there were over 2.6 million stillbirths worldwide, or 7,000 per day. That means, while we're on stage, 12 stillbirths will happen. This is a huge problem and unacceptable.
In response to this crisis, our first Enactus experience began with my wife. Working as a midwife in Vanuatu, she cared for women across the island, like Natalia, who experienced high anxiety during her delivery because my wife was not able to find her baby's heart rate. After a near-death experience for both the baby and the mom, the baby was fortunately delivered.
Our Enactus team recognized the need to enhance the communication between the baby, mom, and medical professionals. We also discovered that many clinics across the world and Polynesia are not medically equipped to take care of pregnant mothers.
Our Enactus team leveraged its resources and partnered with the founders of Ruby, the world's first passive wearable pregnancy monitor. The technology was first developed back in 2010 when Dr. Anton Bowden, a professor at BYU, developed the world's most highly deflective piezo-resistant nickel-infused silicone string gauge sensors. These sensors can simply measure the baby's kicks and fetal movement.
Ruby notifies moms on possible complications and fetal distress. Our Enactus team found that millions of dollars on medical equipment can be substituted by a $20 device. We are making this happen by implementing our resource sharing model.
After the original consumer is done using their Ruby, which they purchase for $150, they have the option to send it back to us, BYU Hawaii Enactus nonprofit, and we will send that same Ruby to a woman in a developing country. The next time the original consumer is expecting, Ruby Life will send her a brand new band for free.
Our Enactus team oversees the entirety of our nonprofit, including the distribution process through our medical professionals on the ground to make this a long-term sustainable solution.
So, who decides which expecting mothers get the bands? Our team empowers local doctors and midwives to identify the women who need them the most.
Our Enactus team also created informational booklets for expecting mothers to take home with their Ruby bands. This will educate and empower expecting mothers in all facets of pregnancy.
Ruby provides the mechanism to the UN's inspired intentions, who stated the majority of stillbirths are preventable.
Ruby's nonprofit is contributing to these United Nations goals.
Although this project is in phase 1, it provides the mechanism for expecting mothers to receive a life-changing device which they previously could not access or afford.
Our vision is not only to be a change in this generation, but to bring a generation to life.
From the islands of Polynesia, we traveled to the green rice paddies of the Philippines, where Rise Up was launched.
Growing up in Pampanga, my grandfather Arturo worked hard on our farm to provide for our families, but he couldn't make enough money to provide for our needs.
While the Philippines is the world's 8th leading producer of rice, like Arturo, the farmers are very poor. In our analysis, we learned that they make about $71 a month, which isn't enough to sustain their families. Further, the average age of our farmers is 57. If we don't act now, we will find a huge deficit in food supply within the next decade.
Rise Up's mission is to change the system of farming in the Philippines. This started by first assessing current needs. By interviewing 50 farmers in Pampanga, analyzing their financials and effectiveness, then built a profile for each of them. Our findings showed consistent results among other farmers in the Philippines.
Our data showed the major issues we needed to address. First, significant death. Second, inefficient production and integrated farming. Fourth, aging farmers. Fifth, little direct market access and excessive food waste.
To overcome this, Rise Up has addressed each of these developing issues by leveraging existing resources and partnering with both government and private companies.
We've developed a sustainability roadmap. This plan innovates a healthy agricultural ecosystem in the Philippines that benefits farmers, consumers, and empowers local government institutions, all while focusing on these UN goals.
First, debt. Needing loans to purchase seeds, fertilizers, and tools, farmers take on over 15% in monthly interest. To pay off these large loans, they give up 80% of their profit and are forced to borrow more and more money just to survive.
Second, farmers had little knowledge about finance. Most didn't even have bank accounts. We also found they only plant one type of crop, leaving them with no security and other source of income that other types of crops bring.
Third, direct market access. Farmers sell their product to middlemen who buy them for less than the fair market price. Farmers are left with almost no disposable income and a direct line to the market.
So this year, we started the first state-funded farm school in Lubao. Here, financial literacy and profitable farming are taught along with multiple funding options. Our farmers become their own agricultural entrepreneurs.
In partnership with the Department of Information and Communications Technology, Rise Up established the Tech for Ed Center to host our farm school. They help us with training, equipment, and Wi-Fi.
Other partners in the farm school include the Academy for Creating Enterprise, who provides curriculum and funding towards the training of our farmers, financial literacy and business skills, all supervised by business managers in the Philippines.
Last month, I lived with one of our farmers, Nanay Lily. She said that because of her financial training, they were able to cut farming costs and found more ways to save and make money. When her husband was hospitalized earlier this year, they were able to pay for it and literally save his life.
Lily and Manuel had been planting rice for decades until a social enterprise called Rise Up taught village farmers how to diversify and practice organic farming. But thanks to Rise Up, she won't have to deal with middlemen anymore. The enterprise is setting up a small post in the market where its member farmers could sell their produce on a weekly basis.
To specifically address the inefficient production issue, we introduced 3 systems of farming to make high-value crops and increase income.
Last month, we introduced the first solar-powered aquaponics and hydroponics farming system. This adds to our farmers' security of income and food supply throughout the whole year.
We work closely with our partner, the former President of the Philippines, now Congresswoman Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. Through her influence, we've accomplished 2 things. First, established model farms where farmers learn and implement integrated vegetable farming. Second, because of Rise Up, a bill has been filed in Congress to encourage young Filipinos to get involved in social entrepreneurship.
This year, 26 of our farmers have enrolled in the farm school. Now, they are on track to be accredited by TESTA, a government agency and partner, to help farmers develop competence and systems of agriculture.
12 of our farmers have already created their own sustainable businesses by producing other crops. An example is Mr. Federico. He has already planted and sold high-value crops, increasing his income by more than 200%.
This means the farmers in our farm school have gone from generating only $71 a month to $250 in the first year, and now in the second year, over $500, increasing their income more than 700%.
Rise Up, as a self-sustainable organization, is paid by the government $240 for every farmer who completes the course. This adds to Rise Up's overall revenue.
This year, we also partnered with Jollibee, the largest food service corporation in Asia, to train our farmers to produce sustainable vegetables. This is one of our first of many corporate clients, raising our farmers' income by 200%. This happens because our farmers sell directly to the end customer, Jollibee.
RiseUp collects 3% on every sales transaction. This funds the jobs that we have created.
Within the last 12 months, RiseUp has created 12 jobs occupied mostly by 18 to 29-year-olds to run the farm school, facilitate the trainings, and manage the model farms.
The next step in our sustainability roadmap is to find a better way to sell products in the modern marketplace, aka the digital marketplace. However, farmers did not know how to use smartphones or computers.
To overcome this, our farm school conduct weekly trainings on digital technology and e-commerce.
We purposely engage with the youth to learn digital marketing, to make farming a more attractive profession, because they are our future.
Last month, we held our first RiseUp Bayanihan conference where more than 300 people attended. We trained more than 30 youth on how they can be involved in agricultural production and e-commerce in Pampanga. We are making agriculture
Cool!
Sure.
In fact, we launched the RiseUp app this year where farmers can now sell products online and connect directly to the customers.
Another partner is the only crowdfunding platform that help finance Filipino farmers, Capital. The CEO attended our conference and taught the youth about social entrepreneurship. 25 of our farmers has now access to microloans from the crippling 15% monthly interest rate to now at only 2%.
The last step in our sustainability roadmap is improving farming efficiency. Following Enactus' suggestion, we collaborated with the Enactus teams of the University of the Philippines Los Baños and Adamson University to gather data on farming.
Due to ineffective processes, farmers lose 40% of their product during production, processing, and distribution. Also, the people of Lubao throw away an average of 3 metric tons of food each day that could be used to feed livestock and generate biofertilizer.
We solved the food waste problem in 2 ways. First, by following the food waste protocol. Second, by using the farm-to-table model. We first utilize food waste as livestock feed, then generating the rest in vermicompost pits to generate biofertilizer. The app also encourages consumers to donate their food waste to RiseUp in exchange for discounts.
Our project manager has facilitated 24 metric tons of waste to use it for biofertilizer. We have generated 12 metric tons of biofertilizer. An example is Mr. David. He has already created his vermicompost facility.
Over the last 10 months, the farmers using the vermiculture system have saved $14,400, which is a 50% savings from their total fertilizer costs. They also sell the extra biofertilizer for $240 per 1 metric ton, increasing their income by 100%.
RiseUp has shared our farmers' success, stories, and key insights throughout the world. Here are just few examples.
RiseUp was invited and sponsored by the United Nations to speak at the World Youth Conference in Malaysia on July 2017.
In Hawaii, we have been invited by the mayor of Kauai to replicate our initiative on 74 acres of farmland to work with.
We partnered with the Hawaii Pacific University Enactus team to start a RiseUp project in Hawaii, in partnership with Hawaii Senator Mike Gabbard to launch a model farm on our island of Oahu.
In addition to various recognition and awards, RiseUp was honored to be interviewed in a 9-minute news channel and a 25-minute international documentary highlighting our farmers' success and RiseUp's empowerment in Pampanga.
Is to invest highly on machines, machineries, innovation, and the young people. We need more young people to invest their time, energy, and resources in farming. That's why I see the Philippines to be the agricultural powerhouse in Southeast Asia, and that will happen soon.
And we have people like you to count on to make that happen. One quick question.
Farmers and scholars conduct weekly lectures and dialogue about how they can scale up production and practice modern ways of overcoming their challenges.
What began as a simple mission to introduce capital and a new market to farmers, RiceUp has created an agricultural ecosystem that benefits all. Farmers now have a bright future.
I think we can escape the poorness of our place, or every family that will engage in planting through RiceUp. Again, I will say thank you, and we love you all.
In summary of our impact, with Ruby just in phase 1, we have created one powerful partnership and are working directly with 12 different NGO leads, medical clinics, and government officials across the world. And with our partnership with Ruby Life, we are ready to deliver thousands of bands to developing worlds, creating a generational impact.
With RiceUp's Phase 3 development ready for replication, we have a direct impact of 1,032, indirect impact of 262,800,
Cost savings of $105,000. Indirect financial impact, $176,500.
12,006 hours of involvement, 26 partners created, including government entities.
15 jobs and 12 businesses created.
We recognize a need, we analyze a solution, and do whatever it takes to find resources, skills, and passion to make real, tangible progress happen.
This is who we are.
This is what we do.
We are BYU Hawaii Enactus.
Aloha!
Thank you, Brigham Young University, Hawaii. Judges, you may now begin the question and answer period.
Yes, I took the time to go to riceupfarmers.org and read a little bit more while you were giving your presentation. And it explains how RiceUp came into existence and really barely mentions Enactus and talks about a board of vice presidents, and it alludes to there's a bigger group than yourself. Could you help me understand how much impact if these numbers are all your impact, or is there other people participating in this project, and how much, and what your role is?
I am the founder of RiceUp for Filipino farmers. I study in BYU Hawaii, and because of our 26 strategic partners, we were able to impact 1,032 directly. We set key performance indicators, metrics, and the first thing we do is a thorough needs assessment in the communities. These partnerships, without them, we cannot do anything. One big partnership is our government partnership with the former president of the Philippines. Through her influence, we were able to establish 2 model farms. But we are the one who take the lead in functioning the model farms. We hire the teachers, the government funds the model farm, but we are the one who are overseeing it through our project manager.
In other words, our Enactus team is literally the same RiceUp team that has done all the planning and development that you see on the website. And also, for our sustainability, we've developed the revenue streams that we currently are benefiting from. 3% coming from the app sales, 15% coming from corporate accounts, and $240 from the government for every farmer that graduates from the farm school, and also $200 every week from the farmers market. On average, RiceUp makes about 10% in commission, but the farmers, from before RiceUp, they used to only keep 13% of their profit, but now they're at 90%, 80 to 90%. Their lives have completely changed, and this is why we do it.
In later phases of the Ruby project, what's your vision for marketing the project? And I'm especially interested in how you're going to scale it through marketing to the developing countries. That seems key to the sustainability of it.
Yes. Right now, currently we're working, one of our NGO leads that we're working with is in Papua New Guinea. Currently we're working with them on a $100,000 proposal to bring this into every medical clinic across the islands because of the huge traumatic problem that stillbirth deaths brings and maternity deaths during pregnancy to the mothers. So a lot of it is working with the NGO leads and government officials. We're working with the ministers of health from multiple countries to be able to put this in as a blanket over the entire country to be able to help the need. However, Ruby Life has an incredible marketing on their for-profit side as well.
And because our school, most of our students are from Polynesia, and they're from these small island nations, we were able to contact 6 ministries of health, and we are now finishing the terms of agreements for our accessibility through that areas.
Does that answer your question?
I especially wanted to hear about the developing countries, how you're going to market to the people who have means in order to get the sustainment of the program with the bracelets.
Oh, absolutely. One thing we found is the amount of expats in these developing countries are in need of the product because of the high stillbirth rates for them, just because of the lack of medical equipment. Really, it's working with the governments, just like Rise Up has done, to establish these relationships, to bring it on a mass scale, rather than doing the normal marketing tactics that are being done for the for-profit side, to bring that original product into a consumer's home in the United States and in first world countries.
In fact, we make use of our students, with all of us coming from different parts of the world. For example, we are in the process of replicating Ruby with my own brother losing his first child due to stillbirth. I'm a key principal if we are taking this project to my home country, Ghana. These are some of the amazing things we do using the students to be able to impact their own countries and communities.
And out of the 3,000 women that we surveyed, 80% of them are willing to be part of the Ruby's Sustainable Development Model. This started in Provo, Utah, in BYU, and we are partnering directly with the Ruby Life LLC.
And to explain the model a bit more, there isn't much marketing that's going to go towards the developing countries because...
The question and answer time has expired. Judges, please join me in thanking the Enactus team from Brigham Young University, Hawaii.